Now, back with another breakdown for you, as always, as only we can give it. But before we get started, if it's your first time tapping in, or maybe you tapped in before and you're just a little unsure, go ahead and tap that like, tap that subscribe, stay tapped in. Let's get it. I was wrong again about my Los Angeles Lakers. I'm not going to super overreact, but I'm going to overreact just a little bit. Because we look bad. And it ain't just the on-the-court shit that looks bad. It's the body language that looks bad. You know, it's the eye rolling that looks bad. You know, it's the huffing and puffing that looks bad. You know, magnifying that with the on-court play. And it's just been a 0-3 start. The Los Angeles Lakers will take on the Denver Nuggets tonight. The 2-2 Denver Nuggets at Denver, looking to secure first win of the season. Now, the reason I said I'm not going to super overreact is because, one, I didn't have super high expectations. You know, I mean, I am a diehard fan, so I'm going to always think we're going to win the shit. You know what I'm saying? Somehow, some way, the basketball gods are just going to fall in our favor. But also, LeBron James teams, they always get off to a slow start. You know, I don't know what the statistics are. I don't get into the nerd shit. I don't look that up. But, you know, just as a basketball watcher, you know, his teams usually get off to a slow start, you know, for the most part. You know, maybe went back in his Miami days, they got off to quicker starts. But, you know, later on in the career, this is what it is. You know, now we haven't been looking this damn bad, you know, and there's a reason for that. You know, a lot of people want to say it's the fit itself. You know, I don't even think it's so much that, because these guys, they've only played less than 30 games together when it comes to the so-called big three. And I say so-called because they're not playing up to their potential. You know, so I'm going to start with the big three and what we need to do to secure this dub. You know, and not just this dub, but future dubs. Excuse me. So, I'm going to start with the guy that needs to be, with the guy that should be the best player on the court at all times when it comes to our squad. And that's not LeBron James. That's Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis, come to the stand. It's your time to show up, my brother. At some point, you got to be the best player. We've seen, just this season, we've seen Ja Morant take over games. We've seen Luka take over games. We've seen Jason Tatum take over games. Last night, Suns versus the Warriors, we saw Devin Booker take over a game. At what point have you taken over a game? When's the last time you've taken over a game? I can't remember. Since you hit that game-winning three and yelled Kobe, that was the last time you had one of those games. And that was like, what, 2-3 seasons ago? You got to show up, my brother. Now, a lot of it is this repetitive or redundant offense that we keep running. If we're going to run the ball through you, it's got to really be through you. What I mean by that, I mean, when we get into our half-court offense, you see Anthony Davis do the same shit. What does he do? He set a pick, you know, pick and pop. If he don't get the ball, he's standing at the top. He's standing at the top of the key. If he don't do that, he'll drive to the basket with Bron. We not running that play enough. Y'all running that play maybe 2 or 3 times a game when you should be running it nonstop. You need to look at it as like an NFL team with a running back. When it comes to that play, you need to just be running that play until the defense gets tired and it's just they at our mercy. Or until they take that play away from us, then you move to something else. Excuse me. But that pick and roll with LeBron and AD, that's the most unstoppable play in the NBA. But we're not going to it enough. because you're not demanding the ball as the best player. You're watching LeBron shoot logo threes. You're watching Patrick Beverly shoot threes. You're watching Russell Westbrook do all kinds of crazy shit. Excuse me. Let me get it together. Y'all like this shit? You as the best player, you got to take some responsibility. You catching it at the left block is taking too long. By the time you set that little brush screen and catch it at that left block and turn around and face up, they've already sent the help and it's 10 seconds left on the clock. Now you either got to shoot a contested jump shot or throw it back out to somebody that can't shoot a three. Because can't none of us shoot threes. Y'all might as well sign me. I could hit something. I'll give you one. I promise you that. I get you one. But your offense is your individual game is taking way too long. You need to get it turned, boom. Move. The offense is not flowing right now. Which brings me to the next best player on the team, which is supposed to be LeBron James. Stop shooting threes, my brother. You want to talk about offense not getting going? It's a reason you missed that last shot, my brother. You're not, it's repetition. That's the word that comes to my mind. I know you practice that shot religiously. We seen you hit it before, numerous times. But you're not going to it enough during a game in order for it to be money when the game is on the line. I watched you shoot that shot maybe 3 times last game. And you probably took like 6 threes. I need that in reverse. I need you taking 2 to 3 threes a game, which you're not going to do. You're going to take however many you take. But it's just, if you could hear me, take 2 or 3 threes a game and shoot that turnaround J 6 times a game. 3 on each side. I guarantee you'll hit at least 4 of them motherfuckers. If you hit 3, that's 50% right there, player. And then get the outside game going. That's how you open up the floor. But teams are literally just, they cherry picking, they posting up. They know, like, oh, he about to shoot that shit. He with us. Come on, man. Now, Russell Westbrook, I'm not going to beat you up for taking that shot with 30 seconds on the clock, because that's what the fuck you're supposed to do, even when you're up, especially when you only up by 1. That's how you know these nerds don't know shit, because they're all just saying the same shit, and you don't know shit. You're supposed to get the 2 for 1, even when you up. Shit, especially when you're up. Because you could afford it. And you didn't shoot a contested 3. Or even an open 3. Which there's been a lot of those. You took the shot that you always take. The shot that you normally hit. But you missed it. Now we could argue you shouldn't have took the shot in the first place. You should have gave it to LeBron or to Anthony Davis, who neither one was really calling for the ball. Let's grow the fuck up. Y'all called for the dude to be on the team. Show up for him in public. Don't sell my nigga out. Excuse my language. Don't sell my dog out in public. He on your team for right now, so shit, run with it. Now, Coach Ham, come to the stand. I'm going to need you to run some better offense, player. I'm going to need you to call a timeout. Don't be afraid to call a timeout when we getting our ass whooped. I know you want to let the guys get back into it, but if they hit more than 2 in a row, call a timeout. That's the first thing. Second thing, we've seen enough. Lonnie Walker, you're a great guy. You're a good player. You know what I'm saying? One day you might be great. But as of right now, we've seen enough. You need to be over here sitting by me. Let's get some young guys in. I'm ready to see what the rooks got. That's what I'm ready to see. What can the rookies give me? Troy Brown Jr., he's not a rookie, but I want to see him in the starting lineup. I liked what I saw. Let's move Pat Bev back to the 2 and put Troy Brown at that 3 and run Bron and AD at the 4 and 5 as the front court. They said Russ is doubtful for this game, as well as Michael Porter Jr. He's out with lumbar management. Shit, me and him both. I got the lumbar roll on right now. But let's get a different lineup going. Don't be afraid to do it. It's 4 games into the season. Scottie Pippen Jr. I'm ready to see him play instead of Kendrick Nunn. Kendrick Nunn, we've seen enough. You're a good player. I'm sure you're a great guy in person, but we've seen enough. It's time for you to move to the bench. By quite frankly, maybe the end of the bench. Because you've been just as off as Westbrook and everybody else. Let's see Scottie Pippen Jr. get some of those minutes. He's a better defender. I'm going to go out on a leap and say he's a better shooter. And he's damn sure a better decision maker. All that's missing is opportunity. Which brings me to the next rook. Austin Reeves. We've seen enough, good brother. It's time to give Max Christie some of those minutes. Because Austin Reeves, you don't do enough things well enough or good enough to be getting those kind of minutes. You hit a shot every other game. You're not that great of a defender. We've seen what Jordan Poole was doing to you. Shit, you put him on Murray tonight, Murray going for 50. So we've seen enough. It's time for you to move down to the bench. I'm talking about the end. You damn near sitting in the stands. That's how far down I want you. Let's see what Max Christie got. I know he's a rookie, but I seen Austin Reeves trip over his own feet in the last game. So if anybody's going to be making mistakes, it might as well be the rookie that we drafted. You know, I know we drafted Reeves too, but I got a hunch that Max Christie's going to be a little bit better. So let's give him some of those minutes. Pat Bev, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt because I've seen you turn up when it's time. Excuse me, I know, we in LA, it's loud. But Pat Bev, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. JTA, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt because you're being asked to do things that you're not supposed to. We just need you to defend. You know what I'm saying? They pass you the ball, pass that shit right back. We just need, you remind me of an Andre Roberson. You know what I'm saying? Said the 3 and D, you D and no 3. That's cool when other guys are hitting shots. But when other guys ain't hitting shots, Damon Jones, we've seen enough. It's the reason you've been on so many teams. No disrespect. Pretty sure you're a great dude. But we've seen enough. Let's play Thomas Bryant. If he ain't available, let's play Wenyen Gabriel. He's way more active. He does a lot more things well. Preseason, they had Damon Jones. It was a couple of plays where they kicked it out to him for 3. I don't know what the fuck they was thinking with that. But we've seen enough. Let's get some of these young guys up in there. I got a hunch Darvin Ham might be hearing me. So what I want to see, I want to see a starting lineup of Westbrook, if he plays tonight, Pat Bev, Troy Brown Jr., LeBron James, and Anthony Davis. If he doesn't play tonight, hell, throw Scottie Pippen Jr. out there. If not him, I'm assuming that they're sitting Dennis Schroeder until they figure out this Westbrook thing. But if he's available tonight, play him. Don't throw Austin Reeves in the starting lineup, please, whatever we do. But I need to see some of these other guys getting some minutes. I think that could be an answer. I like the way Matt Ryan shoots. Let's get him some time. But yeah, man. Lakers tonight. I got us getting our first dub. It's going to be a long season. But I'm riding with my squad. I'm going to stay, you know, we're going to stay loyal no matter what. We got to get it together. We got to play better, you know. We got to show better energy and better body language, you know, because they always going to jump on us. That's what they do, you know. Which brings me to a little sidebar. You know, we don't talk much Clippers. You know, not to hate. Hell, I played for the junior Clippers when I was younger. But the Clippers only look like a championship team when they play the Lakers. They just got blown out by OKC. Nobody mentioned it. Before that, they got blown out by, who was it? The Suns. Nobody mentioned it. It's 4 games into the season. Kawhi Leonard's already calling it quits. Moving on. Before I get out of here, I'm going to give y'all my early season MVPs.